Hi everyone, this is a video about Samsung S7 and Samsung S9 to see if it's worth upgrading to Samsung S9 or S10 even for that matter. In this case we have a normal S7 here. It's not the Edge one. If it was the Edge, at least it still was having some of the capability of this S9, and this one is S9 that is capable of Edge. And before anything, this video is not for those people that they are really into technical specs of the phone. This is just for normal people that really don't care about the technical informations. They just want to know if it's good to go for upgrade rather than going to those nitty-gritty stuff that we don't really care. Anyhow, let's go to it and see how it goes. And the only thing that I am really disappointed about the S9 that is really bugging me a lot is the RAM. That still it has 4 gigabytes of RAM, and this one has 4 gigabytes of RAM, and the base model of this, it comes with 64 gigabytes of internal storage, and this one, the baseline, is 32 gigabyte. And if you have the 64 gigabytes of S7, still I wouldn't upgrade to S9, but this is very subjective. I'm just trying to explain the good points and the bad points about S9. I never had any issues about my S7 at all. It still works perfectly, and whatever multitasking that I do is still can handle it. So let's talk about the S9. The first that is very obvious is the screen and the frame over the screen. So the frame on the S9 is really narrower from the bottom, and it looks better, and it has a larger screen, a little bit taller, but in the width is the same. And I just put them both together for you guys to compare. And the second thing is the memory that it has. As I mentioned, the internal memory is 64, and the third is the Edge capable, that you can use your Edge. But in my case, if I had the Edge, still there would be one less advantage to have the S9. But S7 Edge is really good looking and is really nice. And if I had the Edge, still I wouldn't go for S9 or S10. In this case, if I didn't have any other purpose for this phone, I wouldn't get the S9. So let's carry on. The other things, other advantage is the speaker. On the S7 we have one speaker here, and on the S9 we have two stereo speakers. One is here and one is at the top. So this is really good, and it has a Dolby enhancement, is really good as well. So that is good. And the other one that is really shines through is the camera. For those that like the selfie pictures and so on, the front camera on the S7 has 5 megapixel, and on the S9 has 8 megapixel. So it's good. And then the rear camera is both the same, 12 megapixel, but on this one you have the capability of slow motion and super slow motion, and it has the ability to record on 5 aperture up to 2.4 aperture, and that is only is possible in the Pro mode. That I all of these years that I had my S7, I never used the Pro mode because it's always on the auto. Anyhow, for those that they care really about the camera, so that is good as well. And then the security on the S9 is more or less the same. What is a little bit tighter and faster and so on. And I never used my security unlock system because no one has access to my phone, and I really don't care for that. So I'm okay in that size. And then this one at the moment, it runs on the Android 9 and this one on Android 8. And remember, this one when it came out, S9, it was operating on Android 8. But at the moment it's Android 8, 9, and both of them are the same. It's fast and good. And on this case, this one has a night mode that turns the screen and everything else to black, and this at the moment is on for preserving your battery life. And the other things that is really shines through is the look of it. The look of it is really something that you can think about upgrading it. Other than that, the rest of it, as I have mentioned, if this one was Edge and 64 gigabytes of internal storage, I wouldn't upgrade that because it's pointless just for the screen. Go for that. But at the moment, I'm really happy with. Still, I'm happy with the S7, but I needed an extra phone, so I've been using this for a while now, and somehow I thought I share my likes and dislikes, and tell you about the advantages and disadvantages, because many people still they have the S7 or S8. Even if you have S8, do not upgrade that. The other thing that is good is the USB Type-C that we are having from S8 upwards, and here we have micro USB that most of the time you want to put it in a charger. You don't know if it's on this side or that side, whichever way, confusing, but now you just have to just put it in USB Type-C there. And this one from 8 upwards, it has the Bixby button that hardly I've seen anyone saying good things about Bixby, because it's all the times it's listening to you and so on, and sometimes by accident they press this, and when you say something it's just coming on again. And mine at the moment is off, as I am not using this. And to be honest with you, it is a good phone, but I do not recommend if you have a S7 or S8 with 64 gigabytes of internal storage. I do not recommend upgrading. So this was a video about if it's worth upgrading to S9 from S7. I hope you like this video, and if you have any comments, any questions, please let me know, and I get back to you as soon as I can. So until my next video, take care of yourself and each other, and as always, have a great time.